Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very interesting video to get into because I have a little bit of everything you're looking for. You know, some leaks, some rumors, some updates for the Switch 2. We got it all. Some exclusive Switch 2 game leaks? Well, maybe. Let's go ahead and get right into this video. So before we get into the actual video, I just want to remind you guys I'm giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 in July. All you have to do is like all the videos and comment on all the videos and follow my social medias and really just support the community. And then I'm giving away an additional Nintendo Switch 2 later in the year, probably a little closer to the holidays. And every single Saturday I'm giving away Nintendo eShop gift cards right here in videos. So stay tuned for all that. Now, we have a very interesting video to get into. And I mean, it's definitely a video, I'll say that much. Before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. God, I'm just thinking about these exclusive Switch 2 game leaks I'm about to show you. Follow on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the community growing. And let's just go ahead and get into this. So first, before we get into the actual video, I am here to give you a little exclusive Switch 2 game leaks. I gotta be serious here, man. This is serious here. First, how about a Mario and Luigi game? Yeah, does this do anything for you? Is it making anything tingle anywhere? Don't worry, maybe you're more of a Pokemon fan. I've got you covered. What about Pikachu Warzone? I mean, unironically, I would play the shit out of this. So, yeah. Now that very important news is out of the way, we have Nintendo Switch 2 experiences happening pretty much all over the world. Some of them simultaneously, which I didn't know, but depending on where you're at, like, I guess it's pretty much the same experience or close to the same experience, but Nintendo is giving away different items, which is really cool. And in Japan, they're giving away, or did give away, a magazine for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it just reminds me of like early 2000s Nintendo, when just weird and cool stuff was happening around like the GameCube era. And we have this magazine. It is digital, but we have the full magazine. So I want to show you guys this because it just has me fired up for the Switch 2. So I am on the Nintendo Japan website, and that's where you can find this. It says this content is available in English as well as Japanese. I clicked this and I could not find it in English, so whatever. So I'm just going to talk while we look at all this. Look at these high definition pictures. I mean, this truly has me like fired up. Like, I know we've seen a million pictures of all this, but I don't know why this makes it feel more official to me. You know what I mean? It's like when you were younger and you were looking at a catalog for stuff that you wanted to play, or maybe you were looking at manuals coming home after you would buy a game, and you would be in the car and we had no internet, no phones, nothing like that, so you would just open up the game, read the manual, and figure out what the hell was going on. This is giving me those vibes right here. I do think in Japan they gave them a physical magazine of this, so I'm actually going to see if I can find that online and maybe buy it. Sure, this probably doesn't have any real value, but I do think it is a very cool part of the Nintendo Switch 2, like obviously pre-launch, but I think it's going to be really cool to look back on. Look at this right here for Drag Drive. I thought it was Drag and Drive or Drag and Drive or something like that. So is the game just called Drag Drive? I have no idea. But I'm still not sold on this game at all, especially knowing it's probably not going to be a free-to-play game, which I think it should be, or maybe they did say it was free-to-play, I can't remember, but it just has no personality, no soul. You know what would have been really cool? If they used like ARMS characters for that game or incorporated it into ARMS somehow. I think that would have been really, really cool. Maybe if you're from a new generation of gamers or like were born after the 2000s, you don't really care that much about this, but this is very nostalgic to me. I love stuff like this. I would buy this. Like I said, I'll buy this just for no reason because I miss stuff like this. I'm trying to look in here and see if there's like any extra news that we did not get. I'm gonna assume these are some villains right here for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and they actually look really, really cool. This is awesome. Especially look at this GameCube stuff right here. Look at Link's wide ass head. Now let's get into a Switch 2 game leak, then we'll go to an update and then a massive major game leak if true. You know what I mean? So a game that I thought we were gonna see at the Switch 2 presentation, whatever, I was almost certain, like I would have bet money on it. And especially because it's Bandai Namco, them and Nintendo have a fantastic relationship. And Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, one of my favorite games I ever played on the Switch. Like a 10 out of 10 game, so good. So Sparking Zero is a game I want to play. I could play it on my PS5, but I just like playing stuff on my Switch. Like, I'm always going to pick that over my PS5. Obviously, it didn't show up on the Switch, but there are rumors that it's going to show up on the Nintendo Switch too. Now we have an update for that, and I'm thinking this is going to be a launch game now. Nintendo Switch 2 version of Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero has been rated by the Saudi General Authority of Media Regulation. Weird. That's a very weird place to be rated. Yeah, I think this adds more weight to the Nintendo Direct that I'm thinking is happening in May. I think we have a huge Nintendo Direct in May for the Switch 2. In my opinion, it's going to be better than the Switch 2 Reveal Direct, like the big presentation we had. I think Microsoft and everybody under Microsoft shows up. I think we'll see this. I had a bunch of other stuff I was thinking we're going to see there, but I can't remember right now. Regardless, this is really cool, and I cannot wait to play this. And if this is a launch game, this will be a day one purchase for me. Now, the day that this video comes out is April 29th, and this is a day of a major update for the actual Nintendo Switch. Not the Switch 2, but will eventually be on the Switch 2, but the Nintendo Switch. And this is for the virtual game cards. Yeah, when we had the Nintendo Switch Direct, like a week before the Switch 2 Direct, there was just this random announcement that showed up, and they were like, hey, we're doing a virtual game card thing. I still don't all the way understand it, but essentially you put a physical game in your Nintendo Switch, then it turns it to a virtual game cartridge, and then you can share that game with friends and family, I believe. I don't know if it's like anybody you can share it with, or they have to be tied to your Nintendo account, like your family account, or maybe they have to be in your household or something. I don't really know all the details. But today, if I'm not mistaken, is the day that goes live. So there'll be a big Nintendo Switch update, firmware update today. So if you're always like pushing that off, don't push it off today. Actually do it. And now this whole system will be going live. And now when I think about the Switch 2 game key cards, I kind of think the reason why we're seeing so many of those, opposed to just like only digital versions, is because of the game key cards. Like, if you only own a game digitally, I don't think you can do a virtual game card. I could be mistaken. So maybe that's why we're seeing game key cards instead of just full on digital games. I really have no idea. I'm just talking and thinking while I'm recording a video. But I'm curious how this is all going to play out. I have multiple Switches on multiple Nintendo accounts. And yeah, I'm going to mess around with this. I wonder if it's going to be cool, not cool, worth it, not worth it. I think overall it's probably a positive thing, right? But time will tell. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am saving the best for last. We have a leak, which is a rumor, but allegedly it's like coming from somewhere reliable. I have no idea. Take all this stuff with a grain of salt. One of the most major things we never got on the Nintendo Switch was themes. Even though there is a theme tab, but it's just light and dark. I think you need to have like at least one or two more options for that to be a real theme like option. You know what I mean? If there's only two options, it's either or. I need at least 5, maybe 10. So when we started getting real Nintendo Switch 2 footage, that's one thing we were all looking for. Themes. We want personal themes. And, well, it seems like that didn't happen again, which is strange. Why? Nintendo, why not do this for us? Well, they actually might be doing it for us, and it's some good news, but at the end, if it's true, there's like a little bad news as well. Themes will be available from firmware version 2.0 onwards, possibly 2.1 or 2.2. This is the crazy part. They will be unlocked through Platinum Points and Quests, Nintendo Switch Online exclusivity, and there will be requiring payment via the eShop. No Nintendo Switch Online required. And obviously this is just a concept only. This sounds like cool, good news. And I think that would be really fun. The same way that Nintendo has like little icons that come out, like when a new game comes out, or I think they do it like 2 or 3 a month. It's like, oh, we have some Mario Party Jamboree ones, we have some Fire Emblem ones, and then we have some that are just random, and then you can get these if you have Nintendo Switch Online, but you have to use Platinum Points to get them. If we could do that same thing for icons as themes, I think that makes perfect sense, and I have no problem with that. Now, saying some will be requiring payment via the eShop, that's crazy. Nintendo is truly milking this damn console more than I could ever imagine. Like, yes, I don't like the console price and the game price. It is what it is, and I've made peace with that, and I'm going to pay it and play these games, and that's all I care about at the end of the day. Making us pay for themes is insane. Now, this is just a rumor, so I'm getting fired up over something that's not even set in stone yet. At the next Nintendo Direct in May, they say something about this, and then at the bottom, you see like payment required or some dumbass thing like that. That's it. We're gonna have to do a GoFundMe. we're gonna have to raise money for me to go to Japan, and I'm gonna go over there to Nintendo, and I'm gonna say, hey, buckaroo, we're not doing this. I challenge you guys to a duel, and if my community wins, which we will, then you have to give us these themes for free. That's right. Honestly, I'll probably end up paying for the themes too, but I guess if this happens, it's a positive. But yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about this. But luckily, I have you guys to tell me how you feel about this. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from my amazing community. If you made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe. Follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the community growing. And remember, I'm doing 2 Nintendo Switch 2 giveaways every single Saturday. Right here, I give away eShop gift cards. This isn't something new either. I've been doing this for like the past 6 months, every single Saturday. Yeah, be on the lookout for all that. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.